Ladies and gentlemen, life is wild. Mother Nature is unpredictable, and 2020 keeps on getting 2020er. Looking at the NOAA Allcast forecast, and it almost has a direct hit on Galveston and then the east side of Houston. So I want to say again, 30 hours before landfall, absolutely no one from here to here is out of the woods, and that this is going to hit as a big nasty beast that will cause storm surge deep inland. So make your own preparations. I can only put out the best advice. And I got to say, at this point, the last 30 hours before landfall, with so much uncertainty, it does induce a bit of madness. But at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to make your call for you, your family, your pets, and what is best for y'all. And I spent 2 months warning about the period when you had like a Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Capricorn conjunction square, and I said bad and dangerous things were going to happen, so we should just assume that definitely this is going to be a very bad storm for a lot of people. Jack Sillen is always chilling and talking to us about cool weather stuff. 9:30 p.m. Central added 2 more plots to the wobble chart. As expected, we wobbled west as intense thunderstorm activity rotated around the southwest side of the system. Laura's eye has now faded from view, but probably not for long. It is still intensifying fast. And so the next 12 hours are going to be super duper critical, and for all our $1 trillion spent on whatever, the science behind all this is nowhere near settled. So we literally have possible position tracks down south near Corpus Christi, directly over and even to the west of Galveston and Houston, and then up into pure Louisiana. And so, these are the uncertainties that we are dealing with, and I, as your planetary defense commander, are trying to communicate with you. And that now there's like a common knowledge that it will be from here to the east, and at no point in time do I want anyone to believe that Houston is out of the woods. And I'm right here. I'm literally right here right now. And then some of my friends who I might evacuate with are here. And so just let everybody know the last wobble has been west. Will it wobble back to the east? Mother Nature is unpredictable. And so that have a plan. Like I said, at any given time, I talked to my mama on the phone and she said, yeah, you can evacuate to the ranch if need be. And so I will evacuate if need be. That if this is going to be a category, I've said all year long, if this is going to be a category 3 hurricane, I don't think anyone wants to be in the way. And so that I'm sticking with my own advice. And there is no way in heck I'm going to be sleeping tonight. So I'll be bringing you guys updates like every 2 hours. And so if that's your cup of tea, go ahead and drink me or my information. I don't want to get too weird. But yeah, dude, this is what it's like. We're in the shiz together, man. And okay, I have this statement for all my Houstonians that I do not like. The NHC has basically said it's going straight down the state line between Louisiana and Texas for like 2-3 days. And so most people just aren't prepared or aren't even worried about a hurricane in Houston. That is the impression I get. And so I do not believe, even if the track would shift to being to the west of Houston, I do not believe you would have a problem with traffic and evacuating before 9 a.m. tomorrow. And so that is kind of like what I'm operating off of. That I think even up to noon, you're not going to have any major problems. Although all it takes is, one log jam to I-45 or I-10, and then you're screwed. So, but I'm just saying that at any given time, and especially during that weird period of 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., a lot can change. And so there is still the possibility we are going to have a Category 5 storm headed west that is going to blow people's minds. And I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody. I'm giving you the exact information I know of, and I am Thor of THORnews, and have been super cool and trustworthy for 8 years publicly, like on the YouTube. So I'm doing the very best I can to maintain my reputation as one of the coolest men on the planet. And that this is a very dangerous and destructive situation. The storm surge can be up to 13 feet, and that is where the entire ocean encroaches upon all land and all buildings. And then the flooding. Brady telling me to tell y'all to alert family and friends that there are water spots that are about to move on shore in Louisiana. This is the HRR model that just came out. And look at it this way, like at the very last second, it pretty much stops and then heads straight north. Okay? And even if that happens, it is going to be a major, major disaster for Beaumont, Lake Charles, and large portions of Texas and Louisiana. But if it wobbles west, some models have suggested it can and will do that. Houston will get totally, absolutely caught off guard. And that there are 14 million people in the general Houston, Galveston area. So I'm just telling everyone, this is going to be, we won't know till the last minute. And that I definitely believe Houston is not out of the woods until we are out of the woods and the storm has passed. And I regret to inform y'all, I still think there is a chance it can wobble west. Look, we are only 2 wobbles away from getting a direct hit straight into Houston from basic projections. And so, please, everybody, just do your best, stay sane. And if, with that, the territory around Houston is incredibly unique. And so I've discussed many times over the last years that one of the worst things that could ever happen is for a hurricane to come straight up through the shipping channel, because this is pretty much just all water. And Houston just floods really, really, really easily. Now, usually it then drains out really fast, but in a major hurricane situation so this would be storm surge if we did get hit. And I'm not saying we will, but if it did happen, in Louisiana, they were predicting storm surge that would go 47 miles in. So under the same projections, that would bring storm surge all the way up to my door. And so for the next 20 hours, we're going to be counting wobbles and watching this thing like a hawk. And I would be prepared to leave if need be. You should already have your preparations. Lucky for me, I don't have much. I just have like a laptop, a toothbrush for show, and a couple packs of cigarettes. So, I travel light. But, if you have kids, family, pets, friends, hopefully you've already done your preparations, because it is absolutely go time, and it is only a matter of time before we know. So prayers out to everyone from Louisiana into Texas. And this is a cryptic tweet from Cranky Weather Guy, basically saying this pest going to make landfall or what? AL14 takes the long road. And if this is the low point of pressure, then that may be where the storm is going. And so, like I said, if the storm goes straight into the shipping channel, you do not want to be around for that. So, Selena, if you want to swing by, pick me up, we can head to the ranch. I'll buy you some fudge and pulled pork sandwiches at Buc-ee's. No one's saying it's going to be this big, but dude, if the models are showing it like this late in the game, it may be a version like this, and this would take it. Some models have taken it down towards Corpus Christi. So I'm definitely, I wobble personally back and forth, and now I'm thinking more and more about evacuating. Although I'm dependent, since I don't have a vehicle, I'm dependent on other people to help me evacuate. And Rush Music is letting us know in 1900, when all gas giants were on the same side as well as they are now, path is identical, intensity is about the same, and this was one of the worst hurricanes in Galveston history. Every wobble matters, and Mother Nature is incredibly, incredibly unpredictable. And honestly, that precipitation blowout is pretty dang incredible. I'm wobbling back and forth, but I'm definitely leaning towards evacuating. Because just look at how it blows out the hole. And even if this storm lands here, it may be big enough to have major, massive storm surge impacts all the way down from before Galveston through Louisiana. We could be seeing an epic 2020 storm, the storm that I've been warning about for 2 months, man. At this point, nobody knows. But that is a monster that is growing into a monster precipitation maker. And this, depending on where it goes, but getting anywhere from 3 to 6 to 9 to 13 feet storm surge 47 miles out, meaning that you would even still be getting some 3 feet storm surge 47 miles out, is mind-blowing and would be extremely destructive, especially for a major city. And so this is a red alert, dude, and that there's a lot unknown. And I'm just presenting you with the data and telling you exactly what I may or may not do as a Houstonian. But at this moment, I'm definitely leaning a little more towards evacuating. Although I would depend on my friend's family or the woman I've been had a crush on for a decade almost. I mean, the minute she turned 18. Okay. Everybody stay cool. Selena Gomez. Her voice, she's like a siren. Anyway, I'm just the pressure and situation makes me nervous. Okay. Yeah, but please do the best you can, and we will make it through this together. Stay cool. God bless everyone.